Hi and welcome back to the channel. This is Rideshare Buddy UK and my name's Kevin. And today the big question is, if you detour from the route that Uber tells you to go, do you get penalised? Can you get penalised? I know, I think driver Matty got a warning from Uber because the passenger asked for him to go another way. I often don't stick with Uber's routes. I know the roads better than Uber. Never really had a problem. Last week I did do a big detour. We'll have a look why. I did report back to Uber asking them to send the fare back to the upfront fare because I chose a different route to Uber. The route I chose was 15.7 miles as opposed to 8.9 miles. And the upfront fare went up from £16.96 to £24.35. Now, I did that because the route that Uber wanted me to go would take me over a mountain track, and we'll have a look at it off Google Maps. It's a road I don't go up. What I did was once I went round the mountain rather than up and over the mountain, I scored a rider free and blocked him, so I don't get that trip again. It's one of the routes. If the passenger goes or Uber takes me over there, I don't go over it, and I block the passenger so I don't get the job again. But I'm going to just cover that up, the actual address. Last route I took, as you can see, went there, round the mountain, and no, that's where I picked up. I went round the mountain and dropped off there. So about an extra 7 miles. And I reported putting a request for them to go back to upfront fare because it was my choice to go the wrong way. And support came back. Had a bit of a issue. Let's get back to the support so you can see it. So let's the support I sent in. I said, can you reset the fare to original upfront fare? Uber mapping wanted me to go over a dangerous single track mountain road, which I refused to do. I blocked the rider so I don't get the risk again. The reply was, we've adjusted your trip payment to £509. You can check this mountain next payment. We look forward to your response. My response was, thanks, but the original upfront fare was £16.92, not £509. And then he got elevated. He got elevated to Dara Khashoggi. Did I get personal support from Dara Khashoggi, CEO of Uber? Probably not. But Dara replied anyway, and then wanted the full details of the trip. So I put in, hi, the details are date 10th of April, time 14:44, from Risca to Bedwas. The cost was $24.35, up from quote was $16.92. Reason for longer trip. Uber route plotted route over a mountain along a narrow single track farm lane with occasional passing places known locally as Death Alley. I chose to use the main road around the mountain, which is safer and quicker, which it is, 7 miles longer but a lot quicker. And we'll have a look at the route that Uber wanted me to take in a minute. Thanks, Kevin. And I got back saying, thank you for reaching out. We've reviewed this trip and confirmed the trip payment was calculated correctly based on time and distance travelled. Thanks for understanding. So if you've got a good excuse, Uber are more than happy for you to make that decision to go off their route. But let's have a look at the route that Uber originally wanted me to take so we can see why I chose not to do it. Okay, so this is a route that Uber originally wanted me to leave on, and that's no problem. And here we come off the main road. I went up this way and around the mountain to where I wanted to go. With this stretch here, which is where Uber plotted, and I refused to go. So let's have a quick look at the sort of roads that we get here. in the street view, and this is what we have. It's about 4 miles, or 3.5 miles of this type of road. One way, single track, a few passing places for cars to pass each other. It's heavily used by tractors and farmers go to the fields. And that causes a problem because it's not wide enough for passing places to pass a tractor. And you have to reverse sometimes a mile and a half around some of these um, blind turnings to get to a suitable location for you to pass with a tractor. So I don't go up that road, and the reason why was last year, I think it was last year, I went up, came head to head with a tractor, and I had to reverse a mile and a half down these lanes, going around these blind bends, and it took me about an hour to complete the journey, which should have been about 20 minutes. So I don't do this road at all anymore. I tend to just not accept any job going from Risca, Rogerstone, anything out towards Caerphilly Way, because that's the route that Uber takes you. And I won't do this route. So this job actually slipped through that sort of filter, and I did it. So I had to block the rider, because he's going over to Bedwas quite regular. He's a young lad, and he was going to football practice, so he's going to go over there weekly, at least. So I don't want that job again, so I blocked him. But yeah, not a great journey as such. But it does go to show that, you've got a reasonable excuse. Uber will quite happily allow you to go off route, even if it means an extra £8-9 on the fare. They don't have an issue with that. So yeah, you can go off route. You don't have to follow Uber's route. You can go off route. You can go substantially off route. And provided you got a good enough reason, Uber will back you up and charge the amount of time that it's taken to do the job. So yeah, no problems. Don't worry about going off route if you think the route that's Uber's plotted is not suitable to be used. Uber, as long as you can back up your arguments, will accept it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is another handy tip for Uber drivers. Don't worry about not keeping to Uber routes if Uber routes are not the best route.